like everything was better. So
much better.
Hashtag restore the Snyderverse.
Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. It's Brad, Eric, and Josh. We're here to talk NFL free agency. Oh my gosh, Bill Belichick, open up the wallet some more, buddy. Who else you gonna sign? They got money and you don't. They're the Patriots. They're back. Super Bowl. One off year. And the music should be done about now. How y'all doing?
Tired.
Oh,
Tired.
What? I'm jazzed right now, dude. I'm pumped.
Well, as I just alluded to off air, I was up till 3 a.m. watching the Snyder Cut last night, so I could be not spoiled at work or during the day. So I got about 3 hours of sleep. So I am,
dude,
I'm hurting right now.
I didn't sleep well last night either, but I was like, you know what? I got to bring the energy for this thing. So I just drank some coffee. I'm G to G right now, dude. Let's go.
I'll bring it. I'm gonna be wired on water here shortly because I got the big jug.
Speaking of let's go, we got some new fantasy merch at fsa-fr.com. You should go check it out. We got it for our show, for Fantasy Sports Alliance, with the big Walter logo on it. We also have it for the Average Brothers podcast, Average Bros, excuse me. They're on every Tuesday night. FSA comes on every Wednesday night. We're on every Friday night. We're all over. Check it out, fsa-fr.com. Not only can you shop there, but you can also sign up for leagues. Right now, membership is live. So redraft is open. Dynasty is going on. There might even be potential for an Echo League. We'll see if there's enough demand. There's all kinds of fantastic things going in the fanatically real world, okay? So please check it out, fsa-fr.com. Go get you some merch, some merch.
And just so we got to kind of put this disclaimer out there. If you listen to us on our normal podcast through the Empty Wagon feed, by September 1st, we will be 100% under the FSA umbrella for our podcast. So go over there, subscribe to that podcast because that's where you're going to find us at. So you should subscribe anyway. You listen to the, like Josh said, Average Bros and the FSA. So
I'm cranking them out.
Get
cranking
into
out shows.
Also, let's talk about some sponsors. We got to pay some bills, right? Football Darts is back again this year as a sponsor. They're the broadcast sponsor. Now, what's Football Darts, you may ask? It is a game that takes all the skill of darts with all the fanfare and fun of football, ties it together, puts a nice little bow on it. It's great for any man cave, any party. If you own a bar, it's a great little thing. Go over to footballdarts.com. Use promo code IPlayFSA, save 30%.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
And all I'm going to say is there's something in the works right now with one of the bowl games. You could win a custom board with your logo and team on it this year through FSA.
Nice.
What?
Yeah, boys. It's happening.
Wow.
It's real.
That's
also listen to the Average Bros because they got a nice little promo going on for this merch. You want to save a little money, a little giveaway, a little promo code, go check out the Average Bros. They got you a little promo code. I'm just saying. Got that stimmy. Everybody needs to burn through that stimmy.
Already gone.
Oh man. It's going real fast, boys. Yeah, Eric had to spend a little bit on his dog situation over there. I had my own dog scare this week. My dog got into some Elmer's glue, and we thought there might have been a blockage. So I don't know if you guys know that. The only way to get a blockage out of a dog's intestines is to have surgery. So after the $300 x-rays, we found out that the blockage was passing. So good to go.
Yay.
Thank God. Because that was going to be rough. Anyway.
Yeah, it was.
What's up, boys?
Pet insurance.
I'm ready.
That's what's up, people. Get pet insurance.
It's been a crazy week.
One more thing before we get into it. Let's talk about monkeyknifefight.com. All right, it's the fastest growing online daily fantasy sport. You don't have to play against the Sharks. They've kind of went around those formulas and all those algorithms, and you're playing against computers, and you don't have a chance to win. Go to monkeyknifefight.com. Use promo code FSA to let us know you got there. Okay? I think they're giving free money with your first deposit. Actually, I know last month they were giving free money just to sign up. Didn't even have to do a deposit.
There you go.
Free money.
Free money.
Dang.
It's like a stimmy, but not because that's not free.
No,
We'll
it's
see.
not
Kind of
free.
free, but it's not really.
You've
No,
already
we're
paid
gonna-
for it. You've already paid
Oh.
for it.
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna pay for it. Don't worry about that. Hello, MJ.
What's up, MJ? Thanks for tuning in. What's MJ watching on YouTube? All right, tight.
Yeah,
On
on
the
the
tube.
YouTube.
Good times.
All right. So we got some news that we got to get out of the way before the actual free agency stuff.
Oh, okay.
Okay, go for it, Josh. Go
Oh,
for
you
it.
want? Oh, we're gonna lead off with this.
Well, we want to keep this PG, so I got to keep it as appropriate as possible. So, Mr. Deshaun Watson, quarterback for the Houston Texans, there have been some allegations that have come out against him. There's so far been seven civil lawsuits filed against him for what is not good. There's also supposed to be supposedly somewhere in the neighborhood of 22 accusers right now for some very vulgar actions. We'll just say that he might have propositioned some ladies to do some things that are not very appropriate, and sometimes might have gone further than a proposition. So right now, this is all hearsay. None of it's been confirmed. We hope that it's not true, but if it is, he looks at probably never playing football again.
Even if it's not true, because the NFL is now investigating these allegations, he could still face a suspension without convictions or being proven guilty. So, fantasy-wise, we were already worried about Deshaun.
Mm-hmm.
And then now suspension on top of it.
We know that the NFL investigations can take anywhere from 2 days to 2 years. So
Playgate.
So it's one of those things like you, especially in redraft, you have got to kind of stay away from it right now if you're drafting anytime soon. It's not good. The prospects weren't good anyway, but now with this on top of it, there's a high probability that he won't play. And it's not like the Texans really did a lot to upgrade his help anyway, which we'll get to that in just a moment.
I don't want to downplay these allegations. Like, we don't know what's going on here. And we're just a fantasy podcast. So that's why we're going the fantasy angle. If he did wrong, I hope justice is served, is all I'm going to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say with it. Let the justice play its way in court and find out.
Unfortunately, for dynasty owners that were hoping he would possibly get traded to, say, Miami or maybe even New York and maybe have some weapons to work with, that ain't going to happen now. So,
what about the rumors of a certain other quarterback throwing out his teams?
The
Russ bus?
Well, that didn't pan out, did it?
Well, he still sent out he sent out the list.
His agent sent out the list, and his agent said, "Hey, we're happy here, but if you want to get rid of us, these are the teams that we kind of like."
Dallas.
It was Chicago, Dallas,
Vegas,
New Orleans,
Vegas, and New Orleans. Yes.
Yeah. So
Vegas,
which New Orleans and Dallas were automatically out. Las Vegas doesn't actually want to win, so they were out. Chicago desperately wanted him. Problem is they didn't have anything to offer. So,
whoa! You didn't hear their offer?
I heard it. It's not a good offer.
3 first rounders, a second and a third, plus players, possibly Khalil Mack.
But the problem is, if Deshaun Watson goes there, what are those first now? They're late round first. They're not early first.
You mean?
Oh, yeah.
There was also rumors
there,
they were trying to work with the Jets to get the Jets to send their picks over there. They send some stuff over to the Jets, and
it's to me, it's a moot point. Like, sorry, go ahead, Eric. I can see.
Well, sorry. Supposedly, that deal was going to get done, and Pete Carroll kiboshed it at the last second. Whatever power he holds, if I was the GM, If I was the GM, I'd have been like, "Cool, bye. You don't want that many picks for Russ? That's fine."
Have you guys not heard Pete Carroll do an interview? He does not check with anybody. People check with him. He controls that organization.
Well,
total autonomy.
That GM needs a new job then. If he's
because
he's a GM in name only then.
Yes. But what
Gross.
I mean, what do picks actually mean? What do first round picks actually mean? Ask the Patriots what Sony Michel means and N'Keal Harry means.
Super Bowl. Sony Michel Super Bowl.
Not N'Keal Harry. What I'm saying is that there's several first round picks. Dwayne Haskins was a first round pick. Does anybody remember that? Josh Rosen, first round pick. The chances
we'll
of you
get
missing
into the Washington new quarterback. Okay.
I understand, but what I'm saying is that there's several times when people are like, "Oh, first round pick." The only real benefit of having a first round pick is the fact that you might have that 5th-year option. But there are several guys like Mitch Trubisky who didn't even have his 5th-year option picked up. And this year, more than ever, a first round pick doesn't mean anything. The biggest reason is because there's so many people who sat out this season due to COVID or people got injured. I mean, you're talking about a guy, Penei Sewell, who could go in the top 5 picks, and he didn't even play. Kyle Trask is going to be a first-round draft pick, and he played one game in the last 450 days. I mean, so to me, I think some GMs are just like, you know what? I don't even care about first-round picks this year. And that's why they traded for Jamal Adams in the first place, because they weren't afraid to get rid of it.
Yeah, you never hear about second-round bust. You only hear about first-round bust.
That's true.
Bingo.
You can miss in your second pick. Like if I was I would probably do what the Rams have done and just trade all my first away. That way you can never miss in the first. Because you get a known player. Like I got Jalen Ramsey. He's good. Anybody right now would say Jalen Ramsey's worth the first.
Known commodities coming into their athletic prime, sure. Russ is 32 though, so
that's the prime for a quarterback. That is prime for a quarterback.
That's like the end of your. That's the end of your physical prime per science. Yes.
Okay.
Tom Brady fell off at 32, bud.
Yeah, just fell off.
I don't think anybody's gonna do what he's doing though. I don't think Russ is gonna do that. I really don't.
We don't know. Nobody thought Brady was going to do it either.
That's true. It could happen, but I don't think it will. I think Brady is a huge outlier.
No, I agree. But whatever. Either way, I just thought it was funny. And Bill Simmons brought up a good point. He's like, once they said Vegas, that means he's really thinking about he's thinking about where his wife wants to go and actually moving because she could have a show in Vegas and it'd be good for as a family. But whatever. Any more news you want to talk about before we get into the free agency news of everything? Any other big news?
Is there any other big news?
No,
that's
it's free
really
agency.
That's really it. There's
the stuff with Deshaun. Yeah,
it's a real bummer.
It
I
is.
don't know. I mean, it's a bummer, but I don't like to think people act like that, but they do.
Josh, if you get suspended, who are you going to start in our dynasty league? Because Deshaun might not be ready for the season opener.
Dak?
Or Dak might not be ready for the season opener.
Well, I have the number 2 pick, so I'm assuming I'm going to get Trevor Lawrence.
You might.
Anyway,
Lawrence.
If I don't have a quarterback, I might not have a choice. Now
You're still not taking Lawrence.
Yeah, probably not.
What I'm saying is, I don't know.
Jalen Hurts.
No, it is a bummer because he is my favorite player in the NFL. But I absolutely will not support someone who does things like that. There's just if those things come out and they prove to be true, it's a done deal. It's a wrap. So anyway, enough
boys. Let's go. Let's go. Oral Roberts on this thing. Let's pick it up. Let's take down Ohio State.
Oh, I love it. Made me so happy.
Man, March Madness is full effect right now.
It is.
Upsets galore.
It's great.
Right.
Bracket busters.
You guys want to start with Buffalo's moves? Mitch Trubisky goes there. Just a backup piece. I mean, he's a 1-year deal, just cheap deal too. But just to back up Josh Allen, I don't think it means anything fantasy-wise. If you're in a super deep 2 QB league, are you going to add him?
No.
Well, I mean, if Josh Allen gets hurt, he's Trubisky.
You could handcuff him if you have Allen, but other than that, I don't know.
What about Emmanuel Sanders?
Oh,
Manny Sandy
to Buffalo. I
think you could take a really late round flyer on him.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Allen has improved each year that he's been in the NFL. Emmanuel Sanders isn't what he used to be. We know that, but he's still a very reliable receiver. And I think that he's going to go in there and get those tough yards that, he's going to be better than Cole Beasley, but it's a nice compliment.
They let Cole Beasley walk,
there.
Right?
No, Cole Beasley's still there.
John Brown still there?
John Brown's walked.
Yeah. And Emmanuel Sanders could take that John Brown role, who last year wasn't as good, but because he was hurt most of the year.
Yeah.
But still was really good. Jacob Hollister, 1-year deal, tied in for Buffalo. It's a tight end with a heartbeat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let's move on to Miami though. Miami's quarterback move.
I like that for them.
I like it a lot.
It's a 1-year deal that really doesn't mean anything. But what do you think this affects Tua? Is Tua going to be the week 1 starter?
Yeah, he'll be the week 1 starter.
I think Brissett's in there, so they don't have to really change the game plan if something happens with Tua. They can just kind of slide in fluidly. Like, okay, we're not going from, a skill set of Fitzmagic to it's similar skill sets, so they can kind of keep continuity, I think. And it was cheap, so.
And the coaching staff is familiar with him based on their time in New England together. So I think it's kind of a perfect marriage. It worked out really well for both sides. I'm okay with it. It's not going to be fantasy relevant right now, but he could come in some mop-up duty or if Tua gets injured.
Malcolm Brown, does that do anything to Myles Gaskins?
No.
That whole running back situation is awful. They have too many backs and not enough carries.
I think we'll see, because this is another 1 year, 1.7 million. Like, he might not even make the team. Like, honestly,
you're right.
He could not even make the team. All right, Will Fuller though, 1 year, $10 million deal. Will Fuller the fifth, and $3 million in incentives. Why do you hate it? Tell me why you hate it.
I hate it for Will Fuller.
Oh, really?
He makes his money with the big play. Tua doesn't have a big arm. It doesn't make any sense. I don't
ask Calvin Ridley about Tua's arm.
I think
we could ask Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith, and they both preferred Mac Jones. So why don't we ask them?
I mean,
they'll be okay.
I think they'll be all right, but I just think it's a terrible spot for Will Fuller. I would have liked to see him go somewhere where they're going to throw the ball a bit more, where they're going to be more aggressive on offense, and this team is going to play tough defense and they're going to run the ball. So for me, I don't like the fit for Will Fuller because he has that big play upside. So if you're asking me it's a good fit for them if that's what they want to do as a team.
Is it a good – but is it with Devontae Parker on one side, who is a great contested catch guy and can make big plays too, but then you put a speed guy, Will Fuller, on the opposite side. Could this help Tua be a bigger arm and a bigger playmaker? Could we see a second-year jump like we saw from Jared Goff, who went from he has a noodle arm, can't throw deep, to
Well, the coaching staff changed. That was a big reason for Jared Goff's success. I don't know. I saw a lot of Tua. I know he was very successful in college, but with those receivers, I think I probably could have went out there and thrown a couple tutters myself. I don't. With that line and those, pretty sure, bud.
No, I don't think
hard. Yeah, it's harder to make those wide open throws.
If I gave you the shorts and the red jersey, maybe we can't hit you. You don't have to wear pads.
Dude, I'll go out there and bomb.
Can you get the ball 20 yards down the field? Buddy, I've seen your knee. Okay, I've seen your knee.
You don't have to be mobile when you got 5-star linemen that are all going in the first round of the NFL draft. It's not really that big of a deal. Like I said, I just don't like it. I don't think it's going to be a great fit this year, but we'll see what happens. I'm really not going to try and have any Will Fuller stock this season.
See, I think if Teddy Two Gloves can succeed with now I can't remember his name, former Jets receiver,
Robbie Anderson.
Threat. Robbie Anderson, thank you. If he can succeed with Robbie Anderson, then I think Will Fuller and Tua can make it work.
I think the bigger question for Will Fuller is, can he play 16 games
without the juice?
No, at all.
That's the question.
He's never played 16 games.
Never.
Well, no. This was this past season was his first healthy season, but that's because he was juicing. So, and now he's suspended.
We don't know if that's why. Okay.
He was suspended for PEDs.
I know, but we don't know that's why he's healthy.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I can make that. I can make that leap. I'll be okay.
Leap of faith, man. Leap of faith. I ain't putting words in other people's mouths. All right, let's go to the movers though. Let's go to the movers and shakers of the free agency, right? They're there every year. Patriots spending money left and right. Wait. The Patriots? Hold on. Bill Belichick spend money? He spent more money this offseason than he has in the past 10 years.
Well, some people brought that up, and they're like, that's just admitting that you drafted poorly over the last few years, which they have. Yeah. They haven't hit on a lot of draft picks, so you have to make up for it somewhere.
Yeah, Simmons made that comment. I heard Bill Simmons make the comment about
I heard it on other stuff. I haven't listened to Simmons in a while, but other people have made that.
They re-signed Cam, and I was down on Cam, but then if you look at his numbers, after he recovered from COVID, actually was back for a few weeks and got better. His numbers weren't bad in the season. You know what I'm saying? They weren't world beaters, but they were good. They were good numbers. They were quality numbers. And before COVID, he was lighting it up.
I think
You
most
give him a
people are
full
just
offseason.
concerned about that touchdown to interception ratio last year, which again, he wasn't healthy the whole year.
But he
it's-
led rushing quarterback
Right.
rushing touchdowns. So,
right, exactly. So he'll make up for it on another end. But now he's got,
And he's
some,
got some
weapons,
weapons.
So yeah.
There were several things that affected his ability to be successful last year. The weapons was one, COVID was another, no offseason, and it is one of the most difficult playbooks to learn in the NFL. Even Cam said he kind of underestimated how difficult it was going to be to learn that offense. So to me, that says, okay, and we know that he wasn't the same guy after he came back from COVID. So I think, it was a good deal for both sides. It made sense because really only $5 million of this deal is going to be guaranteed to him. The rest of it is all based on incentives. So good for them, man. Good for them to work it out. It seems
it's
like
only
a good
1 year
business
deal.
relationship. Yeah,
They
good
still
business
draft quarterback.
relationship.
They
They
still draft
probably
a
will.
quarterback.
They'll go get that third round Ryan Mallett guy. That guy.
They won a Super Bowl with him. Just saying.
Yeah,
Play.
all right.
I mean, but he didn't play, but he was there.
Scout team.
Yeah.
Scout team matters, right? Okay, let's talk about the weapons he has now. Let's talk about these weapons. Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick
Weapons,
Bourne.
quote unquote.
It's better than what he had last year.
No,
right?
I agree that the Nelson Aguilar contract to me just doesn't make a ton of sense because it's a pretty good amount of money for a guy that's never really been
$11
anything more than a number
million
2
annually. Yes, but look what he did last year. He had some big games. Remember, we were talking about him. Like, do we take him as a hero? Like, is this the week? Like,
I drafted
he's either
him.
going
He
to give
burned
me
me a
20
bunch,
or
but
he's
I
going to give me 2. And that's with Derek Carr. I don't think Cam Newton's arm's worse than Derek Carr's.
no, probably not. Maybe accuracy and like shorter throws, I would say.
But
Carr's
Aguilar's
better,
a deep
but-
guy. You just got to hang it up there so he can adjust to it, right?
Yeah, because now he can catch the ball. Apparently,
So I think Aguilar was signed specifically to take the top off the defense and just be a threat. I don't think he's going to have a huge fantasy impact. I think 2 of the other signings that they had are going to be what's going to have a larger fantasy
Kendrick
impact.
Bourne? Kendrick Bourne
No.
got a 3-year deal, $22 million.
No. It's
Yeah,
not
I know
it's
that's
not that guy.
we don't got to look at that total number. I know.
I thought
get
that
it.
was
Like,
really
No,
interesting.
I'm talking
though.
about the tight ends are the ones who I think are going to be the ones who are going to benefit the most from this deal.
Yeah.
He had a great rapport with Greg Olson. Greg Olson was a tight end 1 while he was there. And now the fact that they've given him 2 great short yardage options, I think it's going to be a pretty fruitful relationship for those guys.
And let's be honest, these tight end deals, they're not something you walk away from. Hunter Henry is $25 million guaranteed. Jonnu Smith is $31 million fully guaranteed. These are deals that they're paying these guys to be there for the future, for the next few years.
To put
Like you
that,
said, they're-
to put that
Good.
Jonnu Smith contract in perspective, Travis Kelce doesn't get that much guaranteed money, by the way. So he's getting like 27.
yes.
So they went out and they got the guys they wanted. It could work because one season Gronk was TE1 and Hernandez was TE3 in the same year. So they can do it. Belichick knows how to support 2 big pass catching tight ends. So
And they spent a ton of money on the defense. The defense that I think was already going to be improved because players were coming back from setting out the year. So
They're
they
good.
made some good moves at offensive line too that should give Cam some breathing room, and maybe they can have an actual running game other than Cam.
They went out and got Trent Brown, who is a great tackle. I really Montravius Adams. They got a great defensive. I mean, the defense just got upgraded huge. I love what the New England Patriots did because it fits them. They didn't go out there and get the best wide receivers that were on the market. They went out and got what was best for them, and to me, that's okay. I think it's going to be great. It's going to fit their scheme. They're going to be successful with what they're doing. They're trying to win games. They're not trying to win the offseason or win fantasy. No. They're trying to win games. And Nelson Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne aren't going to win you any fantasy games this year, but Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith might.
They might.
yeah, if they can get their run game fixed, get it back on pace, and get those tight ends working.
Running 12 personnel with those 2 on the field will probably help that quite a bit.
Yes.
And James White still hasn't signed, which means Damian Harris and Sony Michel are still on the team. Rex Burkhead is still there. So
And, I mean, honestly, I think Bill likes Rex Burkhead. Like, he just likes him. Like, he just likes the way he practices and plays. Like, it's like Bill Parcells used to carry those dudes around with him everywhere he went. Bill Belichick's like, Rex Burkhead, I don't know what it is about you, man. I just like you.
Free Damian Harris, please. Free him.
And then
I heard
who's
James
the
White
rookie?
was-
Who's the rookie they had last year that really didn't play? There was a bunch of hype about him.
It was Damian Harris.
Yeah, Damian
No,
Harris.
there was another one. JJ something. He didn't play.
No. Arthega Whiteside.
No, I wish. Oh, Ortega.
No, I thought it was
All right,
Damian Harris, but
Let's
Not
move
quite.
on, boys.
You want to talk about the Jets? Talk about the Jets. Jets.
Jets. Don't really care about anything they did other than Corey Davis.
But do we? It's downgrade, right?
I don't care about Corey Davis.
It's a downgrade for Corey Davis, especially because we don't know who the Jets quarterback's going to be. Right now, we're assuming it's Sam Darnold, but I don't think that's going to last. I think they're going to draft
JJ Taylor. I knew there was a guy. JJ Taylor.
Yeah, no one cares.
Oh.
They went on and got
Never
Keelan
heard.
Cole,
Deep dives.
Corey Davis, and Tyler Kroft, which is actually bad news because the Jets already had a very capable tight end that we thought was going to do good. Now Tyler Kroft's there, and it's not very helpful.
Chris Herndon has done nothing since his rookie year. It's time to walk away, boys.
No, that's because of Adam Gase. Watch Chris
it?
Hunter set the world on fire now. Yeah, probably. So
He
Corey
might set his
Davis,
career on
though,
fire again.
well, maybe Corey Davis is the guy though that I liked. We just don't know who the quarterback's gonna be. If it's Sam Darnold, I think it's going to be okay. It depends on if Corey Davis shows up with that same work ethic. But
And if he can stay healthy. Again, another guy who's not really been healthy.
Yeah. He's been very disappointing for most of his career.
And he's a good number 2. So I don't know if he can be the number 1. And I don't know if he's going to be the number 1 there.
I think Jamison Crowder is still the number 1 there, but
And they still have the rookie from last year.
Denzel
Mims. Yes.
yeah.
boys. So maybe they're
So-
hoping to have a little 1-2 punch there.
If they want to run 3 wide receivers, it could work out, but we'll see what
Yep.
happens.
I'm not done talking about anything the Ravens did because,
They didn't do anything.
nothing fantasy wise. They did some small little stuff.
They did we're gonna win game stuff. Just
The Bengals, they don't spend money, so we can just move on past that. The
Defense.
Browns really just re-signed some people. I mean, they kind of have a really good team, and I think they're just trying to keep it together, run it back again.
Yep.
All right. Texans, though, they go out there and they get themselves a quarterback, Ryan Finley from the Bengals, right?
Wait, we're
Got
skipping the
that
Steelers?
We're skipping the Steelers.
I mean,
Juju.
okay, yeah.
Juju on them beats. He took $8 million to go stay with the Steelers, man. He turned down more money from Baltimore. And I think Kansas City offered him about the same amount. He
No.
turned it down. He wanted to go back to Pittsburgh.
Oh, Kansas
Well,
City
is that-
offered him money. Philly offered him a
Yes.
multi-year deal, supposedly.
Yeah, Kansas City offered him, I think, $8 or $9 million as well. Baltimore offered him more than that. I think they offered him about $12 million a year. And I didn't hear about the Philly part, but I mean, he wants to be a Steeler for whatever reason, and they really wanted him on a 1-year deal. So,
Well, yeah.
okay, have fun, Juju.
Oh,
At least we
okay.
already know what he's going to be. I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
If anything, he'll probably lose more playing time. He should have signed with another team because we know that Eric's boy is coming for him. Right, Eric?
Chase, baby. Chase Claypool.
Yeah. It's chase
Yep.
time.
And Deontay Johnson was no slouch last year either. So that's a crowded wide receiver room.
And Big
so.
Ben throws the ball 50 times a game, so there's plenty of balls to go around, let's be honest.
All right.
Okay, let's talk about the Houston Texans because they do. They go out and sign they trade for Ryan Finley, and they sign Tyrod Taylor. I mean, I get it, you don't like Tyrod Taylor, but he's good.
No,
As
I
long as
don't
he's
have a
not getting
problem.
needles jabbed into his chest. You know what I'm saying? He's a good guy.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Aw.
He might
Yeah.
be the starter too. So
Yeah,
I'm fine.
I don't know if
with
I
that.
like it, but and then they go out and get a couple running backs here. They got Mark Ingram and Philip Lindsay now.
they have
Yeah.
like 6 running backs that didn't really make a ton of sense to me. But
David
They're both
Johnson.
both cheap
Johnson.
deals. So
I think the David
Mark
Johnson
Ingram.
one, they can get away from that, right?
no, they kept
well-
David Johnson. They released Duke, I think, right?
They restructured David
Yeah,
to
okay.
a $6 million deal. But Mark Ingram and Philip Lindsay, that doesn't really make a lot of sense. I mean, they're going to have a pretty washed running back room. So good for them, maybe.
I mean, we talked
They're
about
all
it.
cheap 1-year deals, though. Like
Yeah.
I'm saying, like if their plan is to rebuild, this is how you do it. You do cheap, small deals because remember, there's still a cap floor. You still have to be over a certain amount for the NFL. You can't just sign nobodies, and you got to still make a hit this level. So they signed a bunch of guys. They're on 1-year deals. They cut them in training camp, and they take dead cap hits. They don't care.
Yeah, this is not one of those things where I'm really impressed by what they did. I don't think their team really got better. And if anything, I'm not really like, oh, well, they got Mark Ingram now, and it could be a good thing for Mark Ingram. I don't think it's good for really any of these running backs. It hurts Phillip Lindsay's value if you had him in Dynasty. I'm not really sold with what they have going on there, and it's not really, if Tyrod's going to be the starter, it's not like it's great for Brandon Cooks. I don't know. I'm not too excited about this team in general.
The thing you got to bank on, though, is the defense still going to be bad, so they're going to have to play in garbage time, right?
Yeah.
No, they went and got some players that we don't know about. So yeah.
Well, we know who Dante Moncrief is, but
that deal just says 1-year deal. That sounds like a straight. He ain't making it through camp, boys.
Might not.
We're gonna cut you. We're gonna cut you.
All right, let's talk about the Colts. 2 moves of note that we've kind of talked about. One, we talked about Carson Wentz, and then they re-signed Marlon Mack. Re-signing Marlon Mack, does that make you? It's a 1-year, $2 million deal. Like,
yeah.
But how do you think this affects Jonathan Taylor? He's coming off an Achilles and stuff, so I don't even know if he's really going to be ready to play and how healthy he's going to be and what the explosions are going to look like.
If he takes any carries away from Jonathan Taylor, they are stupid.
I don't know if Marlon Mack's even going to be healthy. I think, honestly, this is for the team. You know what I'm saying? I think this is a team deal. Like, look, man, you did us really good. You hurt yourself last year. Oh, God. Eric must not agree with me. He just –
Oh, my God. Mute him. Oh, my gosh.
There we go. I'll mute you. All right. But so Marlon Mack, I think this is just a team trying to do right by a player. They did it. Oh, my God, he's dying.
He's dying. Oh, cheese and rice.
Man, yeah. That's why you should just chug a lug over there. Do that vodka straight. Got you.
Bingo.
No, I think this is similar to what they did with Andrew Luck. Remember where they could have just not paid him that money and they still gave him his money? I think this is just the Colts being a good team. Like, look, you hurt yourself last year. You're probably not going to get signed. Here is what we can offer you. If you're healthy to play, hey, you know our system. You can walk into it.
Yeah, I wish someone would give me $2 million just to hang out. That'd be dope.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean,
but
what? Do you guys not think that's what's going on here? That he's just –
Yeah, but I mean, what? I mean,
it sounds like the team's taking care of him, but he shouldn't move the needle for their running game at all.
People complain all the time that, they do NFL players dirty or they got to make the most money they can. Like, you got a free college ride. You should have paid attention in school, and then all of a sudden we expect – no, come on, get out of here. I don't care about this.
All right, let's talk about Jacksonville, baby. Jacksonville's got their primo running back going back to play with his old coach from the OU.
Don't like this move at all.
Carlos Hyde, baby. Back with Urban Meyer again. I honestly think this is just another thing of coach knows player. Player's been in the NFL for a while. Can kind of help the coach relate to the players, right? Because Urban Meyer's never coached in the NFL. Never been there. He's only coached in college. We all talk about how, like, Nick Saban couldn't do it because connecting with players in the pros who are professionals compared to connecting with college kids is a lot different, right?
Yeah, really different.
Because, yeah, you're dealing with adults and you're dealing with, young adults / children that made first time from home. So I think this is one of those things of he can help Urban Meyer get the team together. A guy that's kind of got his back.
I agree. Go get your guy.
But Carlos Hyde could still get reps there from James Robinson. We talk about this. They ain't loyal.
I hate it. Thanks.
Then there's really Marvin Jones, though. Marvin Jones going to Jacksonville. What do you guys think about that move? Opposite of DJ Chark
and Laviscus.
Did you guys see the fake reports about DJ Chark getting traded?
No.
Oh, there were some rumors. I think it was like to the Bears or something. And then the owner, I think it was either Shad Khan or his son, came out and said, "I can verify that is false," like on Twitter.
Nice.
Like, so yeah, that's pretty funny.
What?
I kind of got a little nervous.
What I'm curious about is they paid this guy Jamal Agnew a 3-year deal worth up to $21 million. I don't know if you guys know who Jamal Agnew is. I had to Google it because I wasn't familiar with him. He's a kick returner. He played for Detroit. He was actually originally listed as a cornerback, and now he's listed as a wide receiver. Just seems like they were kind of just throwing money away on that deal. I don't think that was a smart deal, but they did get the prize. Man. They got the prize of free agency, which is Shaquille Griffin. I know that's defense, but I love that move.
It is. Their defense was pretty bad last year.
Yeah, the offensive line, they tagged Cam Robinson. You know, they got another guard in there. I think it's going to be all right. This is going to be a decent team. They're trying to build an infrastructure around Trevor Lawrence. So I like what they did. I think it's going to make a lot of sense come when the season starts.
All right, then Tennessee Titans. The really only big move they made was Bud Dupree. So they have a pass rush now.
Woo!
Well, they didn't have one last year. They couldn't get to a quarterback. I think they had they didn't have many sacks. They have very few sacks.
They had Jadeveon Clowney, bro.
Yep, he doesn't sack people.
It was particularly noticeable in the playoffs that they had no pass rush to speak of.
Yep.
So.
Hey, don't worry. The Broncos have replaced Phillip Lindsay with Mike Boone. So I made a good point, though. When Phillip Lindsay came on the field, people knew it was a passing down. He became a passing down guy, and Mike Boone at least isn't just a passing down.
Yep.
They came predictable. Kansas City Chiefs go out and get Kyle Long and another offensive lineman that probably weren't as good as the offensive lineman they let go. They also got Taco.
Hey, Taco
Charlton?
Yeah.
He's re-signing a 1-year deal. What's up?
I'm just looking at the next team, and this is
all right. Let's talk about. Hold on, before you get into this, saw a funny thing. The running back room for this next team is Drake and Josh from Nickelodeon, boys. They got Drake and Josh in.
It is. I didn't think about that. It sure is.
Josh Jacobs and Kenyon Drake for the Raiders. Man, John Gruden, for somebody who drafted his first year, they drafted him and Mayock drafted Josh Jacobs.
Don't like him. Don't seem to care.
In the first round. It was a first round pick too, wasn't it?
Josh Jacobs, yes. I think he was like 20.
It was like their second or third first round pick.
Yeah,
or
that's
second.
True.
Yeah. And all you do is just refuse to let him be a 3-down back. I get he has had injuries, though, so maybe that's where this is all coming from.
I don't like it.
Kenyon Drake's just going to vulture a lot of stuff and a lot of work. What does this do for Josh Jacobs' value for you all? Because I think he was borderline second-round pick, right? He was second-round pick. With the running backs. He was that like third tier of running backs we were looking at of guys that second or third tier.
I wouldn't have cared other than the money that was involved in this, which it's an $11 million deal with a value of $14.5 million with incentives, which we know the money doesn't really mean a lot. But to me, just looking at the $11 million face value, that's $5.5 million per year. You're not going to pay that for a guy who's not going to play. I think he's going to play, and it's going to affect Josh Jacobs' value, which I'm incredibly disappointed about because Josh Jacobs is nothing but a good football player. They refused to throw him the ball, and now they're refusing to give him even more work by signing Kenyon Drake, who will probably be a third down guy. I absolutely hate it. It makes no sense to me. And then they traded away some of their best offensive linemen. I don't know what the Raiders are doing. I have no clue what they're doing. It doesn't make sense to me. But obviously, John Gruden and Mike Mayock are smarter than I am.
10-year plan. 10-year deal. He's 1 year, 3 of it. All right. What about the John Brown signing? Is that an upgrade over Nelson Aguilar? It's a cheaper deal, but I think we can say skill sets are very similar.
I don't think it's an upgrade. I don't.
It feels like a lateral move.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it just it's you're saving money, but you're getting a similar player who probably has better hands.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah,
I wasn't crazy about it.
But and then they get the Yake and I can't even say his name, man.
Yannick Ngakoue.
They re-signed Zay Jones too.
No one cares.
Yeah,
third-year breakout.
I'm just happy Zay Jones got his life back together after that offseason a few years ago.
Yeah,
That's why I'm on. Yep. Chargers, they replaced Hunter Henry, a young and up-and-coming tight end, with Jared Cook.
Yeah, I thought he was going to retire. So there's that.
Bringing some veteran leadership to the locker room and sure hands. And he goes back to the AFC West. He spent a lot of time there. He's been a Raider. So he's a tight end. He'll probably be a tight end one.
More than likely.
Because it's tight end and yep.
All right,
we need to talk about do we need to talk about the Cowboys?
Nope.
Or do you want to talk about?
No, we talked about Dak, I think, ad nauseum last time.
Yep.
Giants, Kyle Rudolph, 2-year deal. I don't know, man. It's just.
I think he's going to be mostly coming into block. He's going to. I don't really think they want to give Evan Ingram more opportunity to not have to block and just focus on catching the ball. So I think that'll mostly be Kyle Rudolph's job. They'll bring him in on running downs and things like that for pass protection. But if anything, Evan Ingram's going to be like a slot guy. Yeah, he's
if that.
Yeah, if that.
I don't even know. Yeah.
Evan Ingram, his career trajectory is.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, they could run 12 personnel and maybe give some.
Evan Ingram was like a Roman
on.
candle, man. It burnt bright, but once it's going out, it's. Just...
Oh, I love Roman candles. All right.
Speaking of burning,
let's talk about the NFC East champions, defending champions of the NFC East. All right, the beast of these. They get an upgrade at quarterback here. They got Fitzmagic, and he's already came in there and said every game I play is a revenge game because I played for every team in the NFL. He leans into it, man. I love some Fitzpatrick, man. Harvard education. It's a 1-year deal, honestly. Like he's there to, but he's gonna be the starter. He's gonna start at least one game. He does it every time he's on a team.
Yeah. Do you know who the other quarterback is who played for 9 NFL teams? There's only one.
Dan Orlovsky.
Nope, it's Josh McCown.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, that's right, because Josh McCown's daughter, they had jersey day at school. She didn't have enough friends to wear all his jerseys.
Yep. So Ryan Fitzpatrick, though, $10 million to come in there and sling the football around a little bit on his 9th team. Good for you. The family's gotten used to moving, so no big deal there.
And I like this Curtis Samuel move.
Oh my gosh, they got
him with Scary Terry.
That's
him
good.
And Scary Terry opposite, because Curtis Samuel can do a lot of the gadget stuff. We saw him taking snaps at running back last year. You can move him all around the field. You got Scary Terry on the outside, who I think is a premier outside wide receiver now.
If
with
anything,
Fitzpatrick, yeah.
Oh God, Fitzpatrick.
If you've got Terry McLaurin stock, or you can buy Terry McLaurin stock, buy it now. Buy it on the dip.
The
right
F1,
now.
Baby.
Yeah.
If anything, I think actually the Curtis Samuel thing, because he's so versatile, it kind of hurts Antonio Gibson a little. Not much, but a little. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's not much, but we're gonna have to kind of see how that develops. Because
did we ever think Antonio Gibson's going to touch the ball 25 times a game? I never thought that.
I was hoping so.
I think I always thought he was going to be the 17 to 20 touch guy. 15 to 20 touches. Like that's going to be where he maxes out. Just with his body side, his build, he's going to have a lot of big plays, but that's about where I don't think he's going to average 25. But I like Curtis Samuel. I mean, I don't think he might not repeat what he did last year, but he can float wide receiver too.
Fitzmagic's going to be out there slinging the old pigskin around, boys.
I think it'll open stuff up for their tight end too, who was pretty.
All right, we'll talk about these Bears, baby. They upgraded a quarterback, kept their wide receiver. Andy Dalton. He came and said, "I'm the starter." They
told him he was the starter.
Yeah,
I'm the captain now.
Yeah, I'm the captain now.
Right here, Nick. Yeah. Don't care how big it is.
Yeah. Well, Nick Foles, they restructured that contract too. So it's not as bad, I think, as Cap. They did a lot of restructuring with that deal. But Allen Robinson, reports are he has signed his franchise tender. He's going to play with them. He understands, it's a lot of money.
Rumors that a trade could still happen, but who knows?
So whenever they brought old Kenny G in there, and they're like, hey, maybe we'll give you like $12 million a year or whatever. Allen Robinson says, whoa, better sign my $18 million deal real quick. oh, you got to be quicker than that. And I don't blame him. $18 million.
And honestly, Allen Robinson's got to look and be like, okay, a lot of people getting short-term deals. What's the franchise tag this year? The franchise tag isn't as crazy as it was before.
Yeah. And if they tag him again next year, it's going to be
you get that booster. You get that booster on it.
Yeah.
18. Do you guys think Andy Dalton without do you think Allen Robinson still can be a wide receiver one with Andy Dalton at quarterback?
Yes.
This ain't the worst. This ain't the worst quarterback.
No.
This still might be the best quarterback he's had.
He had Blake Bortles. Who else? Blake Bortles is the worst one that comes to mind.
Trubisky,
real close.
And Nick Foles.
Yeah. So
this might be the best quarterback he's had.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get Mitch made a Pro Bowl, but Andy Dalton actually made Pro Bowls. He didn't get pity invited in. You know what I'm saying?
Three Pro Bowls. Very good player.
Hopefully he beats out Nick Foles. We'll see.
All right, Lions, man. So they signed a running back, and then also Deuce Staley, who's a running back coach, came out and said that Kerryon Johnson's pass pros are great. Really pumping him up to be the third down back. Jamal Williams, 2-year deal. It's only $7.5 million though. It's not a lot though. What I think this does is it takes a lot of DeAndre Swift's third down role. And in PPR,
like that. We don't like that. Because it's already bad enough that they're downgrading with Jared Goff. So, I imagine a lot of teams, especially with that receiving core, who's catching the ball for them?
Besides, easy. I got this. Galladay's gone. Marvin Jones is gone. Yeah, it's easy. Brashard Perryman and Tyrell Williams, baby. They got it. They got it on lock.
So they're going to stack the box, and then you're going to take away third.
No, you got Jared Goff, baby.
He's
out there.
That's great. I think they're going to draft a wide receiver in this draft. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go out in there and take one, like a Jalen Waddle. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Replace Kenny G. But you got to think there's a reason they let Kenny G go. So I'm not really too upset about it. I think they're going to do something. No,
they're a team without a plan. They're a team without a plan.
Oh, they got a plan. They're going to bite kneecaps, bro. So
no, they don't have a plan. But they're a team without a plan.
Yeah.
The Jamal Williams thing, I hate it. I don't care about that.
Yeah, there's such overlap with their skill sets with him and DeAndre Swift. It just
I think him and Kerryon are pretty much identical players. I think he's Kerryon because Kerryon can't stay healthy. He's the spell. They're going to flip flop those roles.
Real sad.
Kerryon's better, but he probably won't be relevant ever again. So,
all right, then the Packers. They re-signed Aaron Jones. I think we talked about that last week. What did we talk about that last week?
He hadn't signed yet.
Yep.
So
Aaron Jones re-signed with the Packers. RB1.
Good for him.
If you've got AJ Dillon stock,
hold. Diamond hands.
Hold. Okay, this deal they have an out after year 2, and they only pay him like $10 million. So
and they're still use a running back by committee. Yeah. He can still take some of the workload away.
And Jamal Williams is gone. Hold on to your AJ Dillon stock. Just don't panic
until they draft a running back with their first round pick, and then we're like, oh god.
Yeah.
And then Patrick Peterson goes to the Vikings. I just think whatever.
No one cares.
Yep. And then let's go. I love Chad Beebe. His dad has a great play in the playoff, in the Super Bowl. But
I only bring him up because it says agreed to terms on a contract.
Yeah, good for you.
It's like, you got a deal. Good job, bud.
Per the team.
Falcons.
Carolina Panthers made some moves, but I don't think they really matter. Jameis Winston, though, with the Saints is re-signing a 1-year deal, $5 million. And also, Taysom Hill got his
restructured.
Deal.
Yep.
Yes. Who's the starter week 1?
I read some stuff and heard some stuff. I guess there's a Saints reporter that's pretty in the know with a lot of this stuff, and he says Jameis is going to be the guy. So I think that was they said that on the Ringer NFL or the Ringer Fantasy podcast, and then I read it,
which means
somewhere else too. So
it'll probably be Taysom then. So
because remember when Breeze got hurt, Jameis came in and we're like, oh, he's going to be the guy, and then they played Taysom Hill for 3 games, and we're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
It was funny because Diana Rossini was on the Dan Patrick show, and she's like, hey, whenever you talk to Sean Payton, tell him, I wish my husband loved me the way that you love Taysom Hill.
That's great. Who was that?
I was like, Diana Rossini. She was from ESPN. Yeah.
Oh,
I was like, that's pretty good because he does love him some Taysom Hill.
yeah. Jameis will probably be the
Unexpectedly.
starter, but Taysom Hill will probably be involved so much that it'll probably just hurt both of their fantasy values.
Yeah, because now you can pull Jameis off the field all the time. He can throw a couple picks, and you can just
yoink.
Going to be eating W's though.
If Jameis is a starter, let's say Jameis starts 15 weeks, is he a QB1 in that offense?
More than likely.
Yeah, for sure.
If you can throw 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions and still be a QB1, then yeah, of course he will.
Kirk Cousins or Jameis Winston?
I like Jameis' upside better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you also think he's a 3-pick game away from getting benched.
Bro, he got LASIK, dude. I don't care. Let's go, Jameis.
Right.
Let's go.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers are running it back, boys. They just said, move this here, move that there. Brady, thank you. We'll move that there. We'll push this out.
Called the Brady effect or whatever. Everybody's like,
running it back.
Money.
That's all they do.
They're running it back. They tagged. Chris Godwin's tagged. Mike Evans even restructured his deal for that deal to happen. Gronk is taking a deal, re-signing. Shaq Barrett re-signed. They're running it back, man. They're going to figure a way to get Sue back in there and JPP, and they're going to tweak.
Does Lenny stay, you think?
No.
No.
Him and Antonio Brown are gone.
You think Antonio's gone?
Well, I thought Lenny was actually going to be a Seahawk, but we will get to that in a moment.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Antonio Brown, he's going to play somewhere else unless he takes a league minimum.
Yeah, I guess James White has also been talking to the Patriots.
You mean
not the Patriots, the Buccaneers, the Patriots South.
Patriots South.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
So Brady wants his old third down back. Got back. So.
All right, let's talk about the Cardinals finally getting them a primo number 1 wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins. You were good, but you fell off a little bit, man. So we're replacing you. Okay, we got you still. You'll still be here. You'll be number 2 to this guy, AJ Green. Does AJ Green seem like he's going on the Randy Moss like spiral of teams at the end of his year? Remember, like he played for the Titans. You guys remember Randy Moss as a Titan?
Yeah, and then he went back. Then he went back to the Vikings. He's like, get your 84 jerseys out.
Yeah, he played for the Titans. Like AJ Green, like man.
So this is the Randy Moss death spiral without the 23 touchdown season, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, like this is like the end of it. But I mean, does AJ Green do anything here? Is he even starting?
He'll start.
Over Christian Kirk?
Yeah, he'll start.
I think he's the third guy there behind.
He'll start, but I don't think he's going to play every down of every game because they're going to probably try to reserve him for later in the season because he's going to get hurt. And I think they know that. We know that.
And they got J.J. Watt, and they got Matt Prater. Man, they got a team that looked like amazing 6 years ago.
In 2013. Yeah, I was going to say in 2013.
Yeah, like Matt Prater,
Pro Bowler,
J.J. Watt, A.J. Green.
I feel like AJ Green's going to get a lot of easy looks though when he is in the game because he's going to get like the second or third worst corner on the field. So,
and let's be honest, I think a lot of it he might have been James Hardening it up a little bit last year too.
No, him. He just didn't get on the same page with Joe Burrow. It wasn't.
Were they even in the same book?
They were in the same book, but Joe Burrow would
like
underthrow him or overthrow him because Joe Burrow had a great rapport. We know with the great rookie, and it wasn't quite the same. Yeah, T. Higgins. It just didn't have the same thing with AJ Green.
Tell me that AJ Green couldn't beat out Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, but he's going to beat out Christian Kirk and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Larry Fitzgerald's a free agent. He might not even be on the team.
He'll be on the team. Those 80-year-old people that live out in Arizona will burn Glendale to the ground. Okay.
No, they're too old to care. They're too old. Like, well, we love you, Larry.
The Rams have Matthew Stafford.
They'd be like, hey, you remember that one time you shared a Madden cover with Troy Polamalu? That was good times.
Remember when you almost won a Super Bowl? You almost won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was good times.
All right. 49ers did 49er things. And
Kyle Juszczyk, baby.
Yeah.
They got some
Let's talk about Seahawks, though. let's talk about Seahawks. Let's talk about Chris Carson re-signs his deal. I think we all kind of thought this wasn't going to happen.
This happened just today. I did not think this was going to happen.
2-year deal.
Yeah.
14 milli.
Yep. Run him into the ground, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they gave him that money.
I am I thought between Penny and DJ Dallas and who else do they have on the roster? Collins?
Alex Collins, come on. They don't care about that.
Practice team. Practice squad.
But I figured that would have been enough. I thought they were going to let Carson walk, but here we are.
I think the Penny injury history, along with Chris Carson, just pretty much balling out for him the whole time.
He does play well for them.
Gerald Everett, though, the 1-year deal. I don't know if we talked about this. Gerald Everett going to the Seahawks on a 1-year deal. Do you guys like that? I mean, I kind of sneakily like this tight end.
As long as Disley and
Hollister's gone.
Hollister's gone. He's a Jet.
Hollister's gone. So Disley's the only one to worry about then? He's still there?
And he's hurt, probably.
I don't care. I mean, maybe Gerald Everett does something, but
yeah.
What I'm getting at in the deep dive tight ends, like we're talking like we're not taking a primo tight end, we're diving deep. Gerald Everett's one of those guys that I could with Russ Wilson, he's not getting any coverage at all. He's going to be on linebackers because you're not going to move a corner off DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, you'll take him out for ice cream. No big deal.
Yeah, and he's pretty good.
Maybe buy him a smoothie. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, no, he should have plenty of open looks, especially in the red zone. So, because he got plenty of other weapons to worry about.
And we saw what Jimmy Graham did in the red zone with Russ Wilson.
He was a tight end one this year, was he not?
When I'm talking about a couple years ago when he was just all he did was touchdown or bust.
I was gonna say that's all he did.
Oh, yeah.
That's
all he did.
1 for 1 for 1.
That's all you need. Tight end one every week.
It's true. All right, boys.
There's a lot of free agency news.
Yeah. Kenny G still out there. I guess he's hot and heavy talks with the Giants. He's still in New York. Last I heard.
Oh, they're buying him dinner, boys.
Sam Darnold's going to get mono from that.
He's going to
the Giants, not the Jets.
I know, but Sam Darnold's just going to get mono from it. It doesn't matter.
Daniel Jones might be the one getting mono. Hey,
Daniel Jones might be the one getting benched. I'm just saying.
If they know anything about football, which they don't, because it's the Giants right now, they would look at another quarterback option. But whatever.
They look at offensive line options first.
Who else is still?
Saquon's running for his life back there.
Yeah, Antonio Brown's still out there. At least fantasy relevant guys that we're worried about. T.Y. Hilton still available.
Where does Antonio Brown go? I don't think any team that doesn't have a coach with prior success is going to take him.
Seattle.
I don't know. I don't think Carroll's going to bring another hothead in there. He tried it too many times with Josh Gordon.
That's fair.
And they have two guys.
I don't know. Who needs a receiver real bad? Detroit?
Yeah, but they don't have I don't think young GM, young coach are going to bring in all the circus that Antonio Brown can bring.
Yeah, I don't know where he's going to end up. It's
because if he goes to a bad team, they're getting the good old HBO show, Hard Knocks.
Hey.
I feel like if he doesn't go back to Tampa, he doesn't get signed until probably like mid-season by like a contender. Chiefs the Chiefs would be okay.
What if he goes to the Browns?
Would you rather have him or Sammy Watkins?
I would rather have Antonio Brown than Sammy Watkins.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You can't put OBJ and Antonio Brown in. No, that won't work.
But now that he's got his ring, what if he goes to like the Browns or if he goes to the Ravens? Because it's twice.
The Ravens is a very interesting landing spot.
Him and Dez?
Like the Ravens.
Oh, man. Talk about your 2013.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's go, boys.
The caveat there is that Antonio Brown can actually still play football, though. Des Bryant.
Des Bryant had a touchdown pass last year. I'm just saying.
Alex Smith is still out there.
I don't think Alex Smith plays again. No, nothing against Alex Smith. I just think he's probably going to move on. He came back. He played on the team. He got him to the playoffs.
All right.
Right out in the blaze of glory.
What about James Conner or Mike Davis?
Le'Veon Bell's also out there.
James Conner, I think, will get a deal. I thought he might end up in Seattle until Chris Carson went back there.
See, I thought Le'Veon was going to end up in Seattle on a 1-year prove it.
I could see James Conner going to the – and not a great, but going to the Jets or something, a team that just needs a stopgap running back for a few years. Mm-hmm. Who's versatile. He's a 3-down. He can play all 3 downs.
Could you imagine if Miami got Penny Sewell in the draft and they also got Le'Veon Bell in free agency with the offensive line they have currently? That'd be pretty interesting.
If he actually did anything.
I don't think Le'Veon Bell. I mean, he's on the wrong side of 30. I'm not gonna say he's washed. I mean, he's still way more athletic than I am, but I think NFL wise, he's on the wrong side of 30, and he didn't really do anything last year.
Yeah. Well, what game did he join this?
The Chiefs? Yeah, he did nothing last year, man.
Yeah.
He did nothing with that team, and there was
Trey Watch. Trey Watch is still out there. Somebody pick up Trey Burton. Come on now.
Maybe he might resign with the Colts.
D.D. Westbrook Carson went there. There's some guys who are going to be some role players.
A lot of these dudes aren't going to get deals, though.
I was going to say there's going to be some guys that we might not ever hear from again either.
Because this year with the cap going down, you're going to like a lot of these middling guys aren't going to get signed.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but apparently Rex Burkhead's a free agent, and so is Damiere Byrd, the Patriots wide receiver who had a good connection with Cam last year. So those guys might be out of luck because it's so much cheaper to get unless they sign for minimum deals, it's cheaper to get a rookie. And the Patriots got some compensatory picks because they always do. So I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's not looking good for a lot of these guys. Career might be over.
Tevin Coleman's out there.
All right. So this is the one thing. I don't think Le'Veon Bell is going back to Pittsburgh. He can go a lot of places. I just don't see him going back with the Roethlisberger still there, Mike Tomlin still there. The way he left that team, that's why his money. Yeah. He did get his money from the Jets.
Yeah. So
but not from them. Like that's what I'm saying. Like they didn't pay him. They wouldn't pay him. I don't see him going back. He'll drop another rap album before he goes back.
Yeah, between the bad blood and then the they'll probably take like a Najee Harris if he's there at 25 that they're drafting at.
Oh, he ain't gonna be there.
You don't think so?
I hope not.
Could be though.
What do you want him to go to Denver?
No, we need a quarterback, dude. Can we please get a quarterback in Denver? Please. John Elway, someone trade up. Please. Let's get one. We don't have one.
So something I heard is that the Falcons are in the prime position to trade down. Because they're at 4.
Down.
Because they just restructured Matt Ryan's deal to push it out a little farther to make it a little more friendly for the next couple of years. They're not probably going to take quarterback this year because there's so many more other needs. They're in that perfect 4 spot where if 3 quarterbacks go, teams might be like, I need to get Trey Lance. Trey Lance, last one left. We need him. So they're in a good spot.
We'll see. I think they're going to trade down. Probably Cincinnati will trade down. They don't need
a lot of teams want to trade down. The problem is with a lot of teams wanting to trade down.
Miami wants to trade down as well. They said they are fielding offers for
the Houston pick. They want to trade it back to Houston.
They could.
No,
if they trade down there and they don't drop too far, they could still get a real prize there. Jamar Chase or a Waddle or a Penny Sewell.
I don't think they go offense. I think they go defense.
You think so? They might.
Yeah.
I'd keep building.
We'll see what happens.
We will.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Good show. Let's get out of here.
Oh, all right. I gotta remember how to do this there.
Thanks for tuning in to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast. You can check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at EmptyWagonFF. Brad is going to be at Tack Jones on the Twitter. I'm at FF Josh Hughes, and Eric is at Guns of L19. Please check out the website at fsa-fr.com. Remember, we will be moving over to the FSA podcast stream. Check that out as well by September. We love you, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.